Angry Bears Fan Podcast coming up after a difficult loss to the Packers. Before we get too much into it, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed and followed us. We finally hit our goal of 10K subscribers. Also, actually at 10.1, we had a nice weekend, even though the Bear didn't go as well for the Bears. But again, thank you. Big achievement for me and Tom, doing it for a while, being persistent, continuing. It's nice to see hit some of these goals. So continue following, subscribing. You guys are really liking the shorts. I'm putting together some edits, sharing other people's edits. I won't lie and say I'm creating all of those from scratch. But yes, again, 10K subs, big deal. Angry Bears Fan Podcast. We're doing for a little over 2 years. Big moment for us, and bigger and better things to come. I'll probably do a giveaway or something. We'll see how it goes after the holidays. I got a lot of kids to be giving away stuff, but again, Bears lose to the Packers 28-21 to Lambeau Field. It was a good game. I know we usually start with a good, but I want to start with a bad in this one just because there's almost so much of it. But I feel I have a hard time talking about the good without bringing the bad up. But it was a good game, though. It was a good game. Came down to the last drive, 20 seconds. We ran the same play we ran to close Philly out, and it didn't go as the same. He kind of lollipopped it and threw an interception at the game. But yeah, it was a lot of blame to go around for everybody. I didn't really like the play call. Defense didn't play well. I mean, they got a turnover too, made a few key third down stops, but just, I don't know if Dennis Allen. Well, I didn't like some of the play calls he made on third down. Jordan, I think he played right into Jordan Love's hands. What he likes to do well. Just offense was extremely stagnant in the first half. Story of our season. Just
Yeah, the defense got burnt deep a few times. A lot of that, like you said, it had to do a lot with the play calling on third down. And I told you, it's Toyota-thon Jordan Love. We didn't do anything with the interception that he threw in the first quarter. And it came back to bite us. We didn't get any points off that turnover, and he played really well. And like I said, I have no qualms with Jordan Love. He's a good quarterback. And I told you the only wide receiver I was really worried about on that Packers offense was Christian Watson, just because he's burnt the Bears the last couple of years. He's a very fine player. That defense was always something that we knew was going to be a tough task, especially in Lambeau. But the Bears were the only team in the NFL this season to put over 300 yards on that Packers defense in Lambeau. They played some good offenses, and the Bears scored the most points on them at Lambeau with 21. And like you said, it came down to the last second. They fought hard, but the defense was, left a lot to be desired, especially on some of those third down calls. We're supposed to be the best third down defense, but one of the
definitely didn't
bads I
show
want
it.
to call out is Kyler Gordon, whoever is doing his physical therapy, because the man just got paid and he's played 2 games this entire season. He injured himself pregame with a groin injury, and I felt like if Kyler Gordon, a healthy Kyler Gordon, was the one in coverage and CJ Gardner Johnson was blitzing, maybe one of those touchdowns doesn't happen. And obviously
Yeah.
he's not going to cover both touchdowns, but maybe one of them doesn't happen. And you hit the nail right on the head. The second half offense was fantastic. First half offense was, what the fuck was that? It's just a lot
We weren't
of
running the
not.
ball.
Yeah, it's a
Caleb
lot of
threw
not getting
was
into
like what 0
rhythm.
for
And
8, right? To start 0 for
yeah,
7.
yeah, and then his first throw was like, his first completion was like 3 yards, and then Rome Odunze's out. DJ Moore gets one catch for -4 yards. I don't know if Caleb's not looking DJ's way or what, but um, it's I'm not gonna say it's a huge problem. It's a little bit of a problem.
Well, when Rome's
But
not playing, it's definitely a problem. When we got Rome healthy, Luther Bird, and Koslov and Cole Komet, all those guys out there, it's going to happen from time to time. When we're playing the biggest game of the season, our supposed number one is hurt. I mean, DJ Moore really is our number one. He always has been. But Caleb leans towards Rome. Why are we not? I don't know if that's Ben Johnson. Is Caleb not throwing to him? I don't know exactly who's at fault, who's to blame. Um, but yeah, the first half was terrible. Caleb was, I think, 0 for 7 to start. He was like 1 for 8 at one point. He gets happy feet. He doesn't take the easy stuff, and I think that's where he's missing DJ Moore a lot. I bet a lot of what DJ Moore is running is like first read stuff, and I feel like Caleb doesn't want to throw the first read like bam when it's right open. He wants to make a splash. Um, but yes, we have to get DJ involved. We weren't running the ball enough in the first half. Like you said, we didn't capitalize on that interception. It's just
And
the
that's something
Packers showed
Jordan
us
Love.
that good teams aren't. We're not going to be able to do that. Play bad in the first half, not capitalize on turnovers, and beat them. The Eagles, we beat it down their throats the whole game. If we would have let the Eagles hang around, and they, you know what I mean, something similar would have happened. We have to take advantage of it when we're playing these better teams, and like
Especially because Jordan Love doesn't throw interceptions. You know what I'm saying? You have to take advantage of those opportunities when they come up, and they just didn't do that. It's very. I'm not going to say it's frustrating because we all know it kind of is, but at the end of the day, with this game, I think we showed a lot of Packers fans that. This isn't the same old Bears.
yeah,
This isn't the
rivalry
same
renewed for
old
sure.
Bears team. You know what I'm saying? This is a team that will compete and is a team that's going to be a thorn in your side for the next several years to come. We didn't get you this time. And I said it on the podcast last week. I had this as a loss because it was in Lambeau. I would have loved to have seen the Bears win, and I was rooting for the Bears to win, but I didn't go into the game expecting a W. This week. But I just wanted to see some fight, and that's exactly what we got. We got a good fight that came down to the last second, last play of the game. Caleb, he had Cole Kmet. He had Cole Kmet
He was
early.
late with it.
You know what I'm saying? He was a half a second. I think the all 22 showed he was 0.6 seconds too late on that throw to Cole Kmet, and that was a hell of a play by Nixon because his first read was a spy on DJ Moore to make sure he didn't leak out. And then once he saw that DJ was late coming into, going into his route, he picked up Cole Kmet up top and made a sprint beeline for the ball. And it was just a great play. I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. Green Bay's defense played really well. Jordan Love showed out. Christian Watson, 2 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs, that abysmal tackling effort by the Bears defense. Jalen Johnson, that's another thing that was on my bad list was Jalen Johnson. He made some business decisions on Sunday, and I don't want to see that shit. You've been out the entire season. Make the fucking tackle. There was
Even
four of
on
you
the
guys.
touchdown, he kind of they brought it up on the broadcast. It's like
Yeah,
you
he
either
he
got to
didn't
blitz
go.
or you got to bail, but he just sat there frozen, and you know what I mean. It's like either, and on my understanding, he had the tight end, and what you're supposed to do is if he blocks, you blitz. But if you're not going to blitz, then at least bail. Like you're a corner. What are you doing? He was just standing there like a deer in headlights, and we don't have the pass rush for everybody to not be engaged and doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
We
the
were
the field the
constantly.
field
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
the field conditions weren't all that good. They were slipping and sliding all over the place. And like I said, that third down where you could have held them to a field goal, and you let Josh Jacobs, you had him 2 yards in the backfield. You had him. He was 3 yards short of the first down. They were going to kick a field goal, and he four Bears defenders were right there,
Yes, I
and
literally just made a video like a little short about it, and I
and
totally
he
agree. People are hound dogging Caleb for the last play of the game, and yes, you got to, you know what I mean. You're the number one pick. You're a franchise quarterback. You got to make the throw. Blah blah blah. Yeah, of course, we're heartbroken when he didn't make it. But I personally think that play that you were just describing is what lost us the game. Like we had to score a touchdown. Things would have just been differently. We drove it down in the field goal range with ease, and the game would have ended differently. We got, like you said, Josh Jacobs dead to rights, 2 yards back. They're going to have to kick a field goal, and four Bears with the fifth just standing there watching uh, run into each other, and Jacobs takes off for 20 yards and basically seals the game right there. That can't happen. Um, 28 points is too many. We're not going to win a lot of games with that. I know we're not the best defense, but yeah, Kyler Gordon not being in really hurt. Missing, I guess, Tremaine Edmonds hurt. Like I don't know. That was just it's a lot going around. It was good to see that we're not the same old Bears. That this is going to be a fight. They're not just going to come in and beat us to the ground. But I guess that also is a double-edged sword because it makes the loss hurt even more. when we felt like we could have won it if we would have done things differently. I think Ben Johnson, not back to the drawing board, but we got to come up with a new game plan. They were ready for that play. As you saw, they were on. Everybody was guarded. You know what I mean? If he would have made a quick read to Komet, but outside of, like you said, he had a half a second, he missed the window, and everybody was guarded. There was 3 guys on Swift. My problem with the play was I thought we should have ran the ball. I know we just got kind of stuff the play before, but it was a weird thing where like a DT kind of hit Monangai at a weird angle and it kind of really stopped his momentum weird. I don't think that would have happened twice in a row.
No,
So,
absolutely not.
So I'm like, that's what that's been our bread and butter. And I know Caleb closed the game out for us, but that hasn't been how we've been winning games. Caleb's had some nice drives, but in reality, he's throwing for less than 250 a game, 2 touchdowns or less, and we've been winning running the ball. And I didn't like taking the ball out of the whole line, Monangai or Swift, whoever you want to put out there. We were running the ball well in the second half. I don't like taking the ball out of their hands, especially when I know there was late time, but get the first down call, timeout, then we figure all this shit out. But I didn't like the play call because you got to know your quarterback. And after Caleb made that game-winning throw, you just know Caleb's looking that way. Caleb's not the hike the ball, hit the guy in the flat on the first read, take the 2 yards they gave you type of guy. And that's where Ben Johnson has to know his guys and just run the ball. And if you want to run that play, run it next play.
Well, my thing is why roll him out left? The entire game, he was killing the Packers rolling right. Like I understand that that was the play that sealed the deal against Philly. It was very similar.
What I think it
you know what I'm saying?
Like, but I think it was the same exact play. It was like,
but the entire game, he was killing them rolling right. I don't know.
Yes, I did not like the call. I did not like that call, but the defense. I mean, there was a blame to go around everybody. Special teams, that kick at the end of the first half, that he didn't get in the green zone or whatever, killed us. They scored on that. Like, just blame to go all the way around. Caleb could have been better. Defense could have been better. Couple drops. People are slipping. O-line wasn't perfect. Micah Parsons, although they didn't get to Caleb, they had a lot of pressure. Caleb was on his Houdini shit, and he did that well.
Well, I will say that Ozzie Trapillo over at left tackle, 0 pressures allowed. He was the highest rated offensive lineman in terms of pass blocking. Darnell Wright, of course, he was going up against Michael Parsons pretty much all night. 5 pressures. He had a rough go, but it's Micah Parsons. You're gonna have that.
5 isn't that many. Yeah, I was gonna say 5. Micah,
but realistically, I want to read out the statistic because it's kind of like a Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, tale of two lines. I'm gonna call it. Okay, so we'll start with the defense. So the defensive line out of 32 NFL teams ranks 31st in pass rush win rate. 31st. We're second to last in pass rush win rate. We are also 27th, so 5th from the bottom in run stop win rate. While our offensive line is second in the league in both pass and run block win rate. So this next offseason, regardless of how this season finishes, we need defensive line help. We need a DE1. We need new tackles because Gervon Dexter's not. He's just not.
He's a rotational piece. He's a rotational piece.
He's a good player, but he's not an outstanding player. He's not a game changer. And Grady Jarrett's old. Like I don't know why.
Honestly,
yeah, I don't know why
I was kind of high on that
deal.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
But
I didn't hate it because I liked his energy and he's been well but he has done nothing for us. Dio's hurt. Dexter, I don't know if regressed is a word, but I think he's just at his ceiling and he's a rotational player.
He's average.
Yes, he's average defensive tackle. He's not a game changer. Billings is okay in the run game, but we like I said, no pass rush. None whatsoever. And we're not going to beat the good teams. Like we're just showing up. You give Jordan Love time, he's going to pick you apart. So that is something we're definitely going to have to figure out. It makes us tough to be a contender. And what I was talking, the same what I said, it sucks that we could see the writings on the wall already for this season that we without a pass rusher or some D-line help, that without some crazy luck or I don't know, I guess we hopes of some bad weather games where that can kind of equalize some of that. But
you have on Sunday supposed to be in the negative teens to the negative 20s at Soldier Field on Sunday. So we're going to see a Quinshon Junkins versus DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai game possibly. But I mean,
Miles Garrett.
realistically, we see the Packers in 2 weeks on Saturday night. We need, there's a very good possibility that 11 wins. There's going to be an 11-win team in the NFC that doesn't make the playoffs. And we need two to get there. We need to start 1-0 against Cleveland on Sunday. That's our next matchup. Um, is this a trap game? Is this a
I
letdown
was
game?
just going to say that because you were talking about 2 weeks in the Packers, and I was like, I don't want to look past it, and I don't want to go into a Shadur rant where we're talking about how good he is because I think people need to pump the brakes, even though he has looked great, and I think a lot of people secretly are making apologies. But yes, it could be a trap game. The Browns, Miles Garrett kicks our ass. They have an amazing D line. Mason Graham is amazing. So it's going to be another tough task for the O line again. Miles Garrett is, I mean, Ozzie Trapio is. I'm sure he's losing sleep right now already. I'm watching the tape, getting ready to have to face him 25, 30 times. But yes, it's a trap game. But I do think if you've been watching the Browns and following it all, their coach is tanking, or so I think we're pretty safe to say we'll get this win. But it's a rookie quarterback. He's reckless with the ball, and we're good at taking away, so I think we'll be fine. I do think we need to lock in and get back to doing what we do well. And I kind of think we should put away with trying to showcase Caleb at any. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not saying we don't throw the ball, but I felt like the beginning of the Packers game was, oh, we're going to make some plays with Caleb early on to get his confidence going or something instead of pounding the rock, what we've been doing. And I think we'll do just fine, beat the Browns. But like you said, we got to lock in. We have to win 2 of these games. We have to. So we can't lose the Browns game because then if we lose the Browns game, then we're going to have to, beat the Packers and the Lions. Like 49ers are fighting for a spot too, and they won't go down easy. So this is going to be it's going to be intriguing, but I think this will be a good sign after a loss. And we're supposed to win. This will be another good test for the coaching staff to see how they bounce back and lock in and win an important game because we did. We kind of skipped past it, but we were the number 1 seed in the NFC. Now we're the last. We're the last team in. So a lot can change in 1 week, and losing to the Browns would hurt a lot. We have the tiebreaker over the Eagles and the Cowboys, so that helps us. If you know what I mean, if there's a 10 or 11 win team not getting in, I would imagine it's going to involve the Eagles. Or the Eagles and or the Cowboys. So we'll see how that goes. Again, we can't lose twice to the Packers and Lions. So it's going to be a interesting end of the season. It was a big test. We failed. We showed that we weren't the same old Bears, but we did lose the game by a whole touchdown. We got dominated in the first half. In reality, it was clear that the Packers, at least that day, were the better team. And yeah, we gotta be better. Ben Johnson's got to be better. Quarterback play's got to be better. O line's got to be a little better. Defense got to be better. It's everybody. There's no finger to point. Like I know a lot of people have been. DJ Moore was open. Komet was open. Should have ran. You know what I mean? Whatever. And like I said, I've made shorts and posted things. But to me, honestly, and you pointed out as well, so I'm glad we're on the same page. I thought if I was going to point out one play that lost us the game, it would have been that play when we had Josh Jacobs at the right in the backfield and 4 of them. Let them go. That just cannot happen. Good teams don't do things like that. And that's a way to lose a game instead of closing the game out. And just a step back. I know they were the best team on third down, but we were the best third down defense and advantage Packers this game. So we get another chance, luckily at home, to right the ship, and I hope we do. I'll be optimistic, and I just think hopefully Ben Johnson or Caleb or whoever, they get it under control how we're going to come out in the first half. Because if we get on top of people, our run game is dominant. Like we did it, we showed the Eagles. Like we put some pressure on them, we're up in the game. Then that's when our defense can do good. We got good DBs who get their hands on the ball. They take the ball away, but if we're not putting any pressure and they're in the driving position, we can't play that way.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, it's hard to kind of get into a rhythm when the first call of the game is for an 18-yard dig route, in cold weather, the way that it was, instead of just making simple, easy throws to, kind of get Caleb into a rhythm. But like you said, you got to rely on the run game, especially against this Cleveland defense that we got coming up, because their defense, their secondary is really good.
Yes,
Their
D-line's
defensive
really good.
line's
They're
really
good
good.
defense.
You
They
know what
got
I'm saying? You can't play behind the sticks against this team. If you get into obvious pass situations and they pin their ears back, you're in trouble. I know Caleb's pulled a Houdini act, all season long and stuff like that, but you can't rely on that against this Cleveland defense. They're very quick, they're very fast. Their offense has looked a lot better with Shedeur Sanders under center. Judkins has been, he's leading rookies and rushing. Kyle Monunga is not too far behind him, but he's
dang,
leading
and he
rookies
missed
in
like
rushing.
4 games too, right? 4 or 5 games.
He's doing pretty good. Shedeur threw for almost 400 yards against the Titans on Sunday. And you can't let a rookie quarterback, tear you apart like that. You have to get pressure on them. I will say the one thing that I do like about Caleb Williams so far this year, besides the fact that he's been, pretty good in fourth quarter comebacks, is that statistically speaking, he is the best quarterback in the league on third downs. And that's not an opinion, that's statistical fact. So he's tied for first in the NFL with 9 total touchdowns on third down. He's first in passer rating with 103 passer rating. He's got 8 passing touchdowns on third down. He's fifth with 868 passing yards on third down. He's sixth with 45 passing first downs, seventh with 55 total first downs, and second with 39 completions of 10 plus yards on third down. So statistically, he is the best quarterback in the NFL on third down. When's the last time that we've had a quarterback be the best quarterback in the league
Never.
at anything? You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't want him, I don't want to be in those third down situations very often, but at least I know that if we are in a third down situation, Caleb tends to, just like he does in the fourth quarter, show up into clutch mode, because that's a money down. Third down is a money down, and we have the best quarterback in the league on a money down, and that's very encouraging. And a lot of it, is the Ben Johnson effect. But again, it's still encouraging to see him make the plays that he makes. But he's got to understand that sometimes it is okay to make the easy throw.
Yes.
And I'm hoping, if they do, throw the ball this week. From the sounds of it, it doesn't sound like Rome Odunze is going to be coming back this week. It's a week-to-week issue. It's a stress fracture in the foot. And those aren't very easy to deal with, especially in cold weather. If it's going to be -10, -15 degrees outside.
Or just being a wide receiver, just running routes.
Yeah, and making your cuts and stuff like that. I wouldn't want him out there anyway. So if he's not out there, I want to see more DJ Moore. We've been talking about it all year. Let's get DJ Moore more involved. Let's get him more involved. Let's get him more involved.
Is it like a Caleb thing? Like it was last year too. We noticed it. Last year he got way more balls at least.
I think there was a running joke on ESPN this morning, ESPN Radio this morning, that Caleb heard DJ Moore say that that he didn't think Caleb or Drake May was any better than Justin Fields just before they drafted him or whatever, and now Caleb's holding that against him like it's some kind of a grudge. And while I know that's not true, it's still kind of funny to think about. But when you take into consideration that DJ Moore's had 1,000-yard seasons with the lowest of the low, PJ Walker throwing him the ball in Carolina his last year in Carolina, he had 1,400 yards with Justin Fields throwing him the football. Why is he struggling so much to get the football in this offense? And I get it. You want to feature Rome, you want to feature Colston, you want to feature Luther Burden. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he's your highest paid offensive player. So get him the fucking football.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like we pay him lots of money, and he's good. It's not like he's some bum. We pay a lot of money. He's our best runner after the catch guy. You said 1,000-yard receiver, 5-6 times already? Like he's a perennial Pro Bowl type player who's a proven number one. And I was fine with passing the torch to Rome because he was showing the flashes. But Rome's not even fucking playing right now. It's like we need him and we need Caleb and him to develop some kind of chemistry because we're going to need everybody to make a run.
I'll ask one factor cap question real quick, and it's got to do with DJ Moore. Factor cap: DJ Moore will not be a Chicago Bear next year.
I don't think so. I've been thinking that. Um, Barring, like I said, some crazy chemistry these final couple weeks, or in the playoffs, whatever happens, however the season ends.
He's got a crazy dead cap hit, though. That's the thing.
Well, again, I'm not big on the numbers guy because me, I'm 100 firm believer that the cap is fugazi and it doesn't exist. It's this number they tell you, but then people sign for whatever, they make room, they always figure it out. But I don't. Is he going to be unhappy? He's not the type of guy to complain. Who knows? I don't like. Poles seems to be pretty fiscally responsible. We haven't cut a lot of people with huge hits. It's usually been moving people when they're about to be re-signed, so we'll see.
Or just spending money in bad areas because we have one of the highest paid defenses and it's abysmal.
But like Luther Burden seems to be progressing. And in my opinion, he's a similar type of player as DJ Moore. Obviously, DJ Moore is the end version, I would imagine, of Luther Burden already. But there, we got Securious, we got Loveland. So there's another draft coming up. We'll probably end up with another young guy next year. Something.
First 3 rounds need to go to defense.
I'm not saying draft. I'm just saying I'm positive they draft a wide receiver. We're gonna have 6 picks, somebody in the 6th round or whatever. I don't know. Post is also a best available guy. We drafted Luther Burden when we did. So we'll see how that goes. I'm wary of losing DJ. I like DJ. I think he's a good locker room guy. I think he plays really hard. I think he blocks well. Like you said, a run after catch guy. They put him at running back sometimes, and I don't know. I don't understand why him and Caleb don't have a connection.
Yeah, it really bothers me because realistically, like you were saying, it's just good things happen when you get him the football, and he's out in space. You know what I'm saying? Like having 1 catch for -4 yards against the Green Bay Packers, so essentially the biggest game of the season up until that point, and he only has 1 catch for -4 yards. That's a problem.
Yes,
that's a problem. With that being said, what's your final score predictions?
For the Browns game, I'm going to go Bears 30, Browns 17. I think we're going to come out and handle him. I'm sure what he does. We'll get a couple nice little garbage time stats. I'm excited to see him play, though. I'm happy. The nice little feel-good story. I think a lot of people were out to get him or felt like he was out to get him or wanted to see him fail. A lot of people were just, never were sold on him. But either way, like we talked about earlier, he was going to get his chance to play. And if anything, he's proven he's clearly better than Dylan Gabriel.
1,000%.
He's clear. He looks like an NFL quarterback. If he'll be able to put it together and be a franchise guy, that's to be determined. But dropping back, scrambling, people are talking about him scramble around. Have you guys watched Joe Burrow, fucking Josh Allen? They're all getting out of the pocket ASAP, running around like fucking maniacs. He looks like an NFL quarterback. So, the Browns are where quarterbacks go to die. We know all too well in the Bears organization. He's surrounded by nobodies. Jerry Jeudy, famously known as, or be called by Steve Smith, a Jag, just a guy. He is their best wide receiver. Isaiah Bond, who didn't even get drafted, is their second best guy. Judkins is good. They got a good defense, but clearly Stefanski's tanking the season away. I don't understand why, because it does not a good look for him to get a new job. He's clearly going to get fired.
He'll go to the Giants.
I think so. You think Dable's going to get fired? I think
Dable's already fired.
Sorry. Who took over for them?
Yes, he's an interim coach. They're not going to make the same mistake that they made.
Well, Stefanski, I don't think he's going to.
Stefanski will get another head coach job in a heartbeat, and it's either going to be New York or Atlanta, because Atlanta is going to clean house at the end of this season. There is absolutely no doubt about that. They are cleaning house, and I think he'll get one of those 2 jobs. Oh yeah, and to your point,
but he just handled this young quarterback situation so poorly. So they're going to want him to do that somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't think it was just Kevin Stefanski. I think a lot of people kind of had a grudge against Shadur Sanders for whatever reason, and I talked about it pre-draft, during the draft, and post-draft.
I don't know. I don't think it was a
Um,
grudge. I just think people just didn't believe he was good. I don't know.
they just he just rubbed them the wrong way. And even some of his post-game interviews, I can sort of see it, but at the same time, when you've been told pretty much that you're gonna sit behind fucking Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel and the lefty leprechaun, as I call him, is playing so poorly, you come out and you do this. I mean, I would kind of do the same thing. Um, but my thing too for the game is the Browns just gave up 31 points at home to the Tennessee Titans. So
In the
while I
run
don't
game, mostly too.
yeah,
Tony
so while
Pollard
I
went off.
don't expect big, big, big numbers, I feel like this is a game that you need to um absolutely dominate from start to finish. You have to,
Yeah.
just to, get some more momentum back from the Green Bay loss. So I'm gonna say 34-21 Bears.
Yeah. And we forget the Browns beat the Packers. So
Yes. Yes, they did. Who is your dog of the week this week?
um let's see. I think this is one of the few, well, not few games. I watch actually a handful of games. I'm gonna go with Josh Allen.
Fuck.
Snow game. And he really just put the team on his back. If you're watching that game, just running and avoiding sacks and driving up and down the field. Joe Burrow had to win that game. It was a crazy game. I mean, Joe Burrow played great. That interception really sucked on the screen at the end of the game.
Yeah, that
But
was
he
a hell
played
of a
great.
game, man.
It was a
When Joe
shootout.
Burrow's healthy, bro,
Yeah,
oh my God.
it's crazy. I was just talking to somebody that could you imagine, like, it's crazy in the parity in the NFL right now where it's like it's looking like Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar Jackson all aren't going to be in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chiefs need a miracle. I guess Lamar could get in. They're still only 2 games back. They play the Steelers again. They could win the division. I don't think they're getting a wild card spot though. So, um, and the Bengals are basically out of it now. They had to win out, I believe. So yes, it's gonna be like if Lamar and Mahomes aren't in the fucking playoffs, that's crazy. It's like, could you imagine Brady and fucking Manning not making it? Then like
Yeah.
that's unheard. And like, I mean, Lamar's missed 2 games, but like he's been pretty healthy. Like he's played all year, so
Same
it's
thing
like
with Mahomes. Mahomes has been healthy all
he hasn't
year.
missed a game. It's like that's unfathomable. It's
My dog of the week is the same, but for the same reasons. But real quick, I've been thinking about this for the last 4 or 5 weeks, and tell me if you think I'm crazy. Let me throw out a scenario for you. Ben Johnson comes from the Detroit Lions. The Lions traded Matthew Stafford to the Rams for Jared Goff and a couple of draft picks or whatever the case may be. Do you see a scenario where Ben Johnson doesn't think it's going to work with Caleb, but talks Ryan Poles into trading Caleb to another team for, like, let's just say, I'm just gonna throw names out there, so I don't want people to kill me in the comments, but let me know if you could see this happening. The Bears trade Caleb Williams for a guy like Justin Herbert or a Joe Burrow or somebody like that and throw in a kicker.
no, I don't think that could happen. Just because those guys are getting traded. Matt Stafford got traded because he was like old, and they thought he was washed, and it was like I, I just don't see it. The Bills would never trade Josh Allen. That would be the craziest thing that ever happened. I don't think the Bengals would ever trade Joe Burrow. So in that vein, I don't think it happened. I just who is there to get? I do think that there may come a time where Ben Johnson feels he's not going to be able to win with Caleb because as talented as Caleb is, and he is amazing. We see it every week, the throws he can make. But the little stuff he's not doing. He's not hitting
The
people in the flats.
consistency.
He's not hitting. Have we seen, like, and I'm being honest, I mean, I'm sure it has happened, but can you, like, really think back to where he hiked the ball, took 2 steps, and hit somebody on a slant route? Like, that doesn't really happen. Like he doesn't do, like, that's what I mean. Like very rare. Like maybe like occasionally on a 3rd and 2 we'll hit like a quick little curl or something, but like he doesn't do a lot of the little stuff. He rarely hits that guy in the flat. When we run the play action pass, he almost always goes to the intermediate guy, no matter how open the guy in the flat is. And he delivers. There were some great balls he threw on some play actions with his back to the line.
Zacchaeus ball.
Yes, and he's got the arm talent, but we need him to hit the little stuff if our team and he is going to take the next step. We know you got the arm talent. We know you're baby Mahomes, but the little stuff is there, and Ben Johnson is drawing it up. And like I said, maybe that's why DJ Moore is not getting involved, because he's the St. Brown of the offense. And you see, Jared Goff likes the ball; he gets the ball in the hands of these guys quick, and let them do all the work. And I think sometimes Caleb's like, I want to be part of the magic. I want to, run around for a little bit, make a throw. He's thinking, like you were saying, that's why he's so good on third down in the fourth quarter. He's good when he's like, I need 10 yards. I need 10 yards. I got to get this 10 yards. I think that's where he lives at. We see his deep ball accuracy isn't that good, but that 10 to 20 yard range, he's very accurate, a lot of zip on the ball, and he feels comfortable doing that. But you got to be able to take what people give you. But to get back to your main point, no, I don't see us trading Caleb and multiple picks for Josh Allen, only because of the sole fact that Josh Allen ain't gonna be available.
I didn't say Josh Allen.
Well,
I said
Josh
Herbert.
Allen X, but I think
Yeah.
I don't personally I don't think Justin Herbert is much better than Josh Allen or than Caleb. He's a no, and I like Jim Harbaugh, but Justin Herbert is a career loser himself, who folds in the clutch when they need him. And they're doing okay this year because they got a run game and a defense and a experienced coach. But Justin Herbert, I think, shows a lot of what Caleb had or problems Caleb had. I think he just kind of started with a more free flowing offense with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. But his numbers are way down this year too, and he does a lot of silly shit.
Last thing I want to bring up, if you don't mind,
No,
not football related. The Chicago White Sox have got the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft.
Is there a stud in the draft? I don't really follow.
There is. Okay. There is. His first name is Roch, R-O-C-H. I think that's how you say it. He's supposed to be a ridiculous prospect. So I will say that the luck of the Pope has struck again.
For the White Sox, if you've been keeping up with the Bulls, it's been going the opposite way.
Yeah, no, the Bulls have been on a free fall, and I don't know. With the whole thing with Giannis wanting to be traded and then tearing his Achilles, and then the rumors of Ja Morant, getting moved at some point. If the Bulls don't pull the trigger on any of these, I don't understand it. I want to take little man to a game just because the family experience, but at the same time I don't want to give Jerry Reinsdorf any of my fucking money, just because he's a pompous fucking prick and he's the one of the worst owners in sports right now, and I don't know. We were so high on the Bulls when they started 5-0, and they looked like they were, a
Is
fun team
Kobe
to
White
watch.
killed them? Maybe they need to get rid of Kobe White. Ever since he came back, they've been.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. It's like, the Blackhawks are watchable. The Sox, the Sox towards the end of the year were playing really, really well. Colson Montgomery is going to be a stud. Like I said, they got the number 1 overall pick. Hopefully they don't fuck this up. The last time they had the number 1 overall pick was in 1977, and they drafted Harold Baines, and that turned out pretty well.
Yeah.
So let's hope history repeats itself. But knowing, the White Sox, they'll find a way to fuck it up. But yeah, I mean, maybe we have something to look forward to in a few years as a White Sox fan, but it's a start. I'll take a win, any kind of win that I can get, just like the Bears are going to win against the Cleveland Browns on
big
Sunday.
Win.
I am manifesting that right now. Bears are going to win big, 34-20 against the Cleveland Browns. Then we'll move on to the Packers at home Saturday night. Yeah, we're gonna win three of the next 5 games, or 3 of the next 4 games, I should say. I think we got 1 loss, but I think we win 3 of the next 4. I think we get to 12. So I think we get to 12.
I don't. That's how I feel, but yeah, I guess we. Well, I'm thinking we're gonna. I don't know. I feel like we're gonna win all these games. I mean. I said, I mean, not to be to talk shit, but at the beginning of the year, I said we were going to split with the Lions, we're going to split with the Packers, The Browns, if we lose the Browns, we're not going to the playoffs. So, yeah, if we lose the Browns, I can't imagine we beat the Packers and the Lions. I don't know. This season's been crazy. So maybe who knows? We lost to the fucking Lamarless Ravens.
Yeah, we lost to the Vikings week 1. We got
Yeah.
blown. We got
So
our
I guess I
backs
can't say
blown out
that.
in
That's how I
Detroit.
will feel that the sky is falling if we lose the Browns. But we're gonna. I mean, I'm assuming we'll be a 5-ish plus point favorite against the 49ers. They're banged up. They're missing everybody, and they're I think under
Yeah,
500 at
but
this
that's
point.
on the road though.
Yeah,
I don't think the Bears are getting favored in a road game against a potential 10-win team, 11-win, you know what I'm saying, depending because they've been injured all year and they've still won fucking football games.
yeah.
I don't know
We'll
how
see.
they've done it.
Coaching.
But I mean, they were without their starting quarterback for a while. Mac Jones stepped in, did a fairly good job. Their defense, Robert Sala's been. If there was a like an assistant coach of the year award, I think, or a coordinator of the year award, I think it should go to Robert Saleh because the job he's done on that defense with all the fucking injuries they've had has been amazing. Um, but yeah, I mean, San Francisco, they always beat the shit out of us in San Francisco. So maybe, the trend kind of turns with, the Ben Johnson effect. But that's a few weeks down the road. We're gonna beat Cleveland and then we're gonna beat the Packers. Then we'll talk shit about the
Yes, then
49ers.
don't worry about the Lions and 49ers. But again, to close on it, 10K subscribers, we really appreciate it.
10K.
10K, that's a big accomplishment. So keep it up. Like, follow, subscribe. The shorts, keep commenting. I'll be in the comment. I've been arguing with some of you guys. Like I said, I don't know what the Packers week really got us going, but we appreciate it. And we will see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Adios.